What's up, super players? Today I got one of the most beast-like deck profiles, Universe 9 Bergamos. We're gonna be building a deck around him and his universe, the Beast universe. So if you like deck profiles, hit that subscribe button and enjoy the Dragon Ball content that's gonna be going into your eyeballs. So here we go, Bergamo. He's a beast, literally, and on top of that, his effect is pretty much when this card attacks, you draw one card. Nothing special there. And when you awaken, you get to untap 2 of your energies, which can be very useful if you are going for the trio, the danger, lockout. You know, get them in a good headlock, RKO them, and go for the victory after you submission them. That's how I see Bergamos, a submission deck. Because you lock them out and then you just pretty much finish them off. And the way we get things rolling with this guy is when he is awakened, because he has a permanent skill that when Lavender and Basil, which are the other dogs, are in play in the battle area, your opponent's leader card cannot attack this leader card. And usually the leader card is always attacking the other leader card, so that right there on its own can lock your opponent out on its own, like literally. And when you attack, obviously draw one card. That's Bergamos. We're gonna be building a deck around the Beast Universe 9. So obviously Bergamos is blue, and blue usually runs with ramping and things of that nature, so that's what we're gonna be focused on. And this deck is 100% genuine to Bergamos. We're going for the lockout, trio, then danger, just like how they did it in the anime. So first things first, you need your one-turn play, which is going to be this field card, Danger's Triangle. Just like in the anime, how they got Vegeta and Goku, they lock them out, and it's a pretty darn sick effect if you get the ball rolling. So first off, it's a field, and the field, what it does is if you have Bergamos, Lavender, and Basil in the battle area, negate all the skills of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less. So as soon as you have all the dogs on play, your opponent's skills are nullified. They are pretty much naked without any sort of ability at all. And on top of that, it's just pretty much completely lockout deck. And since most cards nowadays are 4 cost or less with cool effects like Cairo and Kaba, they're completely nullified. Like, you could after that just build up a board and finish them off. So because of that, we are gonna add 3, because since our leader draws, we are more than likely to draw it when it comes down to have all 3 on play. And after that, one of the best negates in the entire deck, in the entire game, I think, is Shining Blaster. Why? Not only does it have a cool little red dog kicking rocks, it's also cool as heck because it negates the attack, which is obviously a negate. But then if your leader is Universe 9, which Bergamos is, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less, and then you get to return it to the owner's hand. So you negate an attack and you bounce it back. So in turn, it could technically stop 2 attacks, because your opponent attacks with the leader, you negate it, and you bounce their cell back to their hand. Whatever the case may be, Shining Blaster is amazing, and because of that, we're going to be adding 4, and it also stops your opponent from having consistent plays. And after that, we're going to be moving on to the Universe 9. Like I said, this is all based on the blue archetype, which usually revolves around ramping and playing battle cards. And obviously we need our one-turn play. If we don't draw our field spell, we got Universe 9 Striker Roselle. What it does is you pick up 3, you got to add 1 Universe 9 member among them to your hand. And this deck is going to be predominantly all Universe 9. So because of that, we're going to be adding 4 of these beast things. And let's keep rolling and scrolling. So objections, you got to dab on the people with objection. Choose up to 1 of your cards in your hand and place it as energy when you use it. So it's an extra energy, and like I said, the blue core of Dragon Ball Super card game is usually a lot of ramping and defense. So we're going to want to ramp in this deck because of what I'm going to show you next. So because of that, I'm going to run 4. I'm going to play it a little risky because I see this deck as a ramp, lock your opponent out, play the dogs fast type of deck. Then Sorrel, the warrior of the smallest beast, the little baby rabbit. Super combo, you can use it at 5 lives, keep the offensive pressure going, and defense, obviously. So we're going to be adding 4 of these. Amazing super combo, must play if you're running Universe 9. Then Trio the Dangerous Lavender, our first dog we're going to be adding. And this guy is a beast because when this card attacks, and if you have any of the other dogs that are Trio the Danger in play in the battle area, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and you KO it. And this is every time this dog swings. So technically, you're going to be able to attack, pop, if you have the other dogs on play, which is beautiful. So we need 4 of this. We need 4 of this. And then after that, I'm going to be adding Universe 9 Striker, his Sup. Why? Because he's a free play if your leader is Universe 9, which it is, and it's a blocker, and it's a Universe 9 trait, which is so very beneficial. And this guy could also save your butt because it's a free negate technically. You play it for free, you can block, and there it is. You got saved 1 hit. Very useful early game and late game, and we're going to be adding 4 of these. We need 4 of those. And then obviously the next Universe 9 member is going to be Striker Oregano. Why I have this guy is in order to cycle out the cards you don't want, and in this deck the primary focus is ramp, play your dogs fast, search your deck plus all the time, and lock your opponent out and submission them by making them tap out. So that's how this deck runs, and this card will keep the flow of the deck going. And for that reason, we're going to be adding 3, because when you play them, you draw 2 cards, add one of the cards under your deck that you don't like. So that card is very, very useful for us. And let's move on to the next doggy of the deck, Trio the Danger Basil. This guy is beautiful. Why? This is pretty much ultimately the finisher of the deck. This is the ultimate final I'ma wreck you, because he has a permanent effect that during your turn, if another Trio the Danger is in play, another dog, this card gains 1,000 power for each 1 energy you have and dual attack. So like I said, if you ramp up successfully, this guy's gonna be pretty darn buff, and on top of that, he can attack twice to keep the offensive pressure going. So we're going to be adding 4 of these. You got to have 4 of all the dogs at least in this deck. And this is the mandatory you got to run 4 of. Universe 9 Striker Comfrey. This guy, let me tell you how beautiful this guy is. When you play this card, choose up to 1 Universe 9 in your hand with an energy cost less than or equal to the amount of energy you have and play it. So in a beautiful world, you could play this guy at 3 energies, play another one, because he's a Universe 9 trait. You can play 4 of them if you happen to have 4 in hand. Because he's a 3-drop. You can use 3, play him. If you have another one, play him. If you have another one, play him. And play another one of the dogs, Trio the Danger Basil, or one of the other Universe 9 characters that you have in your hand. Beautiful card. And this guy is all based on energy. So you can use this guy when you have 5 energies and play a Universe 9 for free for only 3 energies. So this guy is beautiful. We need 4 of these guys. And then this is the pretty much chain reaction to this deck, which you could also play with Comfrey, Universe 9 Supreme Cairo. Why do you need this guy? Because he is going to be the card that ramps your deck to new heights, and the reason we have so many Universe 9 members. When you play this card, look up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, and you choose any of the Universe 9 among them and add them to your energy and rest mode. So in turns, this guy could be 2 objections for 1. Literally 2 dabs. Bam, bam. I just ramped up 2 times on you, and the odds of you hitting 2 Universe 9 members are pretty darn high with this deck, because almost every single card except for our extra cards are considered Universe 9. And for that reason, we need 4 of, because you gotta play this guy turn 3. It's a must. And then let's keep moving on to some more Universe 9 members. We're gonna add Iron Skin Battler Chapel for the reason that he could help us awaken and spot removal, and he could remove very, very big dudes. That's what he does, because he bounces a card back to your opponent's hand. Oh no, never mind. He puts it at the bottom of the deck. He puts one of your opponent's battle cards in the bottom of the deck, which can be so good and helps you pick up a life, add it to your hand to self-awaken. This guy is amazing, and we're going to be adding 3. He can remove any battle card, doesn't matter if it's heavy cost, which is a good card in itself. And then this is the pretty much what finishes the Lockout. Trio the Danger Bergamo. Why is this guy the final piece of the Lockout? Because this guy, if you have Basil and if you have the Trio the Danger on play and you play this guy, they all gain barrier. So they're going to be unkillable by your opponent's skills, making them immortal. And when this card is also in rest mode, your opponent cannot attack any other card except for this card, and he gains a 5k boost when he's attacked, and he's going to be predominantly pretty easy to keep alive if you just combo a little bit to keep him alive. And yeah, that's the Lockout. Makes all your little dogs barrier, and you could also play him with Comfrey if you happen to have 4 energies. Play your Comfrey, play this Bergamo. Pretty useful card, pretty necessary. And if you have the Trio Lockout on deck, you got the Lavender, you got the Basil, you play this Bergamo, and you got the Field Spill, you are pretty much set in stone. And for that reason, we're going to be adding 3 of these. Just 3 because of the next Bergamo we're going to be adding. What's the next Bergamo? The final piece to the puzzle is Brothers of Terror Bergamo. We're only going to be adding 2 because these are 5-drop. He is the final seal of the Lockout. Submission your opponent with this card right here, because not only is he the finisher with double strike, when Lavender and Basil are in play in the battle area, your opponent cannot place any more cards as energy. So as soon as you get this guy on, your opponent can't activate any more energy. And if you're ramping up pretty quick, played that Supreme Kai, place extra energies, objection turn 2, you're going to be having quite a bit of energy to be able to play this guy, maybe with even Comfrey. Play 3 energies, and then you have this guy, and you'll have extra energies to negate with that Lightning Blast ultimate, beautiful negate. And that's what we're going to finish the deck off with 2. So that's our Bergamo deck profile. It's pretty predominantly cheap, running at 30 bucks, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the deck. So Bergamo, obviously our 1-turn play, search out a Universe 9, keep that tempo going, the searching engine, so you have more cards to pretty much use objection with. Then obviously our 10k boost that we can use at 5 lives, offense, defense, beautiful. We got Lavender, our KO'er of the deck. We got our blocker for the extra negate, and also Universe 9 member. We got that searcher that helps us cycle in cards. Right here, Universe 9 Bergamo, and then Basil. Obviously, you need the trio. You gotta have Lavender, Basil, and Bergamo in order to get the Lockout going. Comfrey, because you could play this guy and you could play a Bergamo if you have 5 energy. You could play, or even the 4-drop Bergamo. You could play any of these Universe 9 depending on how much energies you have for only 3 costs, which is beautiful. And you could even play this Supreme Kai because he's a Universe 9 member, and when you play this card you get to ramp up even faster. And then obviously our Awakening method, if it comes to it and your opponent's stalling you out, you got this guy, and Bergamo, which is the pretty much makes all your dogs immortal or unkillable by skills. Then the final nail in the coffin, Bergamos. Once you play this guy, you got the Lockout going, no more energy for your opponent's stuck. And then the one that pretty much negates and leaves your opponent naked, which solidifies the Lockout, which is Dangerous Triangle, Shining Blaster, the ultimate negate, and bounces a card back to your opponent's hand to keep your opponent from losing the tempo, you know what I mean, losing the play tempo. And then objection to ramp up even faster to get to the Universe 9 Supreme Kai slightly quicker. So that's going to be the deck profile. Hopefully you like this deck profile. I got a little spice deck profile right here for you. It's the red version with Vados. One of my friends told me that Vados plays Alien. Maybe this is the better version of it. I don't know, but the premise of this version is you ramp up, play your Vados. After you play your Vados, you attack with Vados, you play your Aliens, you play your Lavender, you play your Basil, and then you hard cast Bergamos. Kinda not as consistent, but still a lot of fun and a lot of offensive pressure to boot. And Vados is just an overall card that spams out Aliens. This is another deck. You could try that one out. I like the original version more, but that's for you guys to decide. So hit that like button if you like this type of video, subscribe for more super doggy videos, and like we always say, y'all stay super.